Shalom to all of us and all of you. Hopefully a good week. We need a good week. We need simchas. Let's learn something about this sixth parsha, something very short, brief, and hopefully we'll warm up the cold weather outside by learning Torah. This sixth parsha we know is a very, very special parsha. This is the parsha that the beginning, the redemption of Am Yisrael from exile of Mitzrayim. Hashem picks and chooses Moshe Rabbeinu. That's the parsha. But before all that, the parsha talks about the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu. And as we know the story in this parsha, that Moshe Rabbeinu was born to his mother Yocheved, as we call her Yocheved Bas Levi, the Chabad, the daughter of Levi, and his father Amram. That is itself is a long story about Yocheved and Amram being the leaders of the Jews in this harsh time of Golus. And they had a son Moshe Rabbeinu after having a daughter Miriam and a son Aaron. They had a son called Moshe Rabbeinu. And as we know, in that time was prohibited to have Jewish children. And each boy that was born, they had to be thrown to the Nile, and they tried to hide the boy, as we have the story in the Parsha. But then they couldn't hide the boy anymore, and she put him in a little basket and she put him by the Nile. And we'll learn the story, and that's itself a very strange story, but there's a lot of details and a lot of understanding about the daughter of Pharaoh that we call her Basya. And she came to the Nile River, and she saw from far. The Torah tells us she saw Batera Esateva. She saw the little basket. She came down to the river to wash herself, it says. There's big explanations in the Talmud that she came to the river to wash herself up, to dip from Avodah Zarah. She wanted to convert, become Jewish. All the explanations are very deep. Let's not go there now. Okay, that's not the point you want to talk about. So she saw a basket, and the Torah tells her, "Batishlach et hamata vatikacheya." There's many explanations. What does it mean? Batishlach et hamata. She took the basket. How did she reach that basket? The basket, it says, was in the Nile, very deep into the Nile. So one of the explanations the Chachamim teach us, Batishlach et hamata, she stretched out her hand, vatikacheya, and she took the basket. Comes the question, what do you mean stretched out her hand? How could she get with her hand to the middle of the Nile? So the Chachamim teach us that she stretched out her hand, and Hashem made a miracle, and her hand became longer and longer and longer and longer until it got to the basket and she got it. And then she got the basket, she took it out. As we know the story, she found there the little Jewish boy, and she adopted him, she took care of him. This was a great Moshe Rabbeinu. Just wanted to point out one idea, and that itself is a great message. We'll learn that she saw the basket in the middle of the Nile. She didn't have a canoe, a boat to get there. So what does she do? She stretches out her hand. What did she think at this moment? Her hand, the hand of a human being. How is she going to get to this basket? How is she getting to the basket? By stretching out her hand. Yes, as we know the story, God makes a miracle. What's the miracle? That the hand gets stretched out and it comes all the way to the basket. But that's a miracle. What did she think? She going to get a miracle? Why did she do that? What was in her thought? So there is other explanation that's in the simple layer. That doesn't mean that she stretched out her hand. It means a mata means a servant. She sent one of her servants, as Rashi brings down the other explanation too. But how does this idea understood that we spoke about before? She stretched out her hand. And the message and the beauty of this idea is about the greatness of this girl. She sees a basket in the middle of the Nile, and she knows what it is. It's a Jewish boy inside the basket. So when she sees a basket, she says, I gotta do something to save the child. I gotta do something to get his child out of his water before he drowns. So what does she do? She stretches her hand out. What does she mean? What she does, she says, Hashem, I do my part. This is what I can do. Stretch out my hand. Try to save that kid. What does Hashem do? She does her part. Hashem says, you did your part to save the child. I will do the rest. What does Hashem do? What does Hashem do? Her hand stretches out and she saves the child. When we learn from this a beautiful message. When we see a child that we can save him. When we can see another Jew that we can save him. When he's there to help someone. The first question comes to me, who am I? How could I do it? It's too far for me. It's too hard for me. It's above me. I can help everybody? I can't. That's the first question would come into a person. This story teaches us something else completely. This story teaches us, you try your part. When you see someone in need, somebody that needs help, you do your part. When you will do your part, Hashem will do the rest. Listen to that message. You do your part to help. Hashem will do the rest. And let's learn from this. We should have the bitachon in Hashem. That Hashem will help. Hashem will definitely save that child. Hashem will definitely save the situation. I just have to know one thing. I have to do my part. I will do my part. Hashem will do the rest. Ashleich al Hashem yavcha. Throw it on Hashem. Bitchu ba Hashem adehad. Have the full trust in Hashem. Hashem will help. You just do your little part, whatever you can, when Hashem will do the rest. And this is what we have to learn from the story of this time, as our friend had a major miracle that got out of jail. We do a little part to help, and Hashem will do the rest. We have to do the bidachon in Hashem. We have to know we do our part, Hashem will do the rest. And the same thing is that we're getting in this parsha the redemption. Oh, we are waiting for ultimate redemption. What does our Rebbe teach us? We do our part. We try in our part to bring Mashiach. Hashem will do the rest. Mashiach is coming. Be well and have a great Shabbos.